Barbara Hughes, welcome to City Watch. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So Project Renewal has more than 65 staff members showing up to work at your City Beet kitchens in Brooklyn to prepare meals for people at shelters, drop-in centers, and other nonprofit sites around the city. Tell us more about the workforce.
Well, our workforce are mostly folks who have come through our culinary training program, which we have been operating for over 20 years. Not everybody, but most people have been trained by us in food service. And there are those that go after they graduate from our 6-month program, go out and get jobs in the restaurant industry, corporate dining, other food service sites, but many want to work with our company because they want to stay in our family. There are people who were incarcerated, some for short times, some for long times, and get out of the system and want training in culinary because maybe they've done some of that work in the prison system. There are people that are formerly homeless, people that have been in the shelter system, people that can't afford to go to culinary school but want training, all sorts of folks like that. And we're offering that training without people having to pay for it. And they get a certificate. We're a licensed school, and we go from there and do job placement, by the way.
So how has the work changed over the past couple of weeks, especially now that so many other businesses have shut down, and I'm sure places depend on what you're doing?
It's a funny thing. I found this phenomenon to happen during other situations we've had of crisis, 9/11, Hurricane Sandy, the blackout in New York City, the recent one. This is where our folks step up. They understand that people have to be fed, and the people we are feeding are people that they've been in the shoes of, so to speak. They've been in the shelter system where we have most of our clients that are being fed. They've been homeless. They understand that those people have to be fed, and they're just as important as the people who are staying in their apartments and ordering from a food delivery service and don't have to go out and have enough money to spend on that. So they are very aware of that. And the passion they have for stepping up and keeping going, even though this is a very anxious time. And I've spent so much of my time over the past 2 weeks just being a cheerleader, checking in on everybody, making sure they're doing what they need to do, making sure they have the equipment they need, which is sparse. But I mean, we have lots of gloves, we have lots of sanitizers. We don't have masks, which would help, especially with the morale of my staff, but they're doing what they have to do. They're getting on the train. They're coming to work. We're operating some of our food service in Brooklyn. People come from the Bronx in the morning to cook. So it's just an amazing operation.
Have any of them tested positive for COVID-19 or showing symptoms and staying home?
I hate to even say this out loud, but we have not had anyone have symptoms, test positive, who are working for City Beet kitchens right now. I hope that doesn't happen. The odds are it probably will. We are prepared. Project Renewal is prepared to deal with whatever situation it is. I've got my employment coordinator for our culinary training program working with people who graduated from our program who have been laid off in a waiting kind of situation where I have people to cover if somebody feels sick, because immediately if somebody feels any symptoms, we're going to send them home. It might even be that they're having some anxiety from doing this, and there's a lot of pressure around this. Yeah. From me to the pot washer and everybody in between and our drivers. So we're prepared.
What are some of the places you serve?
Many of our customers are other nonprofits like Project Renewal who run some of the shelters in the city. One of our largest customers is Help USA. We cater to 7 shelters of theirs. We do 3 meals a day for them. And another big client is Breaking Ground, a well-known nonprofit in the city. We do 5 programs for them. 3 of them are shelters. In the Breaking Ground shelters, we also provide people to serve their food. So we're in a lot of the big nonprofits. We also have an account with Volunteers of America, and then other smaller programs around the city.
Has there been any disruption to your supply chain of getting the food that you need to prepare and then distribute?
So far, the supply chain is fine. We're not having any problems. I'm checking in with our vendors all the time. There seems to be plenty of supply. Of course, what we do, and we're required to do, and we've done even more of it, is supply all of our accounts with some emergency food. So if there was a blip or if there was a problem, they would have some food on their site that they could get by with for most of them for 7 days. But we don't expect that to happen. There's a lot of things to check in on a daily basis, on a moment-to-moment basis, but so far so good.
Are any of the staff members currently experiencing homelessness?
I don't know offhand, but many of our staff members are living paycheck to paycheck. They're the lucky ones that have jobs. We're paying everybody full-time with benefits. So they've kept working. Today's payday. Everybody's going to get a paycheck. And everybody's living on the edge. These are the people at the bottom. These are people that are making, luckily for New York City, minimum wage at $15 an hour, but you're also in New York City, which is more expensive. So everybody's on that edge, I would say.
People at the edge, you mentioned that there are no masks for them at this point. What do you think of how the city and state are serving homeless New Yorkers or serving New Yorkers who are on the edge right now?
Well, I certainly know that the city is constantly in touch with our leadership team at Project Renewal, and I think they're doing the best that they can. We have certainly done a lot within the agency to try to collect the kind of equipment we need to maintain our buildings, to operate our medical team. We certainly don't have enough of those things, which are the right kind of masks to have. I went to our main kitchen yesterday and everybody was in a mask, but they're the masks that people wear that are in the manicuring businesses, and they're said to not really do too much for protection, although it certainly makes you feel better to have something on.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's doing the best that they can do, and I can't really comment on the effort as far as where I sit is 100%.
What more do you need for your program?
Well, we certainly need those masks, and I wish we had them. I got an email from the manager of our catering company this morning saying, we need masks. I called him back and I said, what about the ones you had on yesterday? He said, yeah, we have those, but we need to have them. We don't want anybody to get sick. We're doing everything that we can do. We definitely need those. I haven't seen a wipe in I don't know how long. I've looked for them everywhere. We sort of do makeshift ones on our own, but that's the thing I would say we need the most of. And this is today. I don't know what we'll need 2 weeks down the line. And I don't know where we'll be. So it's that feeling of the unknown. Yes, the food's going to come in. Yes, we're okay today, but I don't know what tomorrow will bring.
So for our listeners who maybe have access to that type of equipment or want to know how they can support your program or even get involved with your program, where can they go to find information and to contact the program?
They can go to our website, projectrenewal.org.
Projectrenewal.org.
Yes.
And when they're there, what can they do to either find out more or to...
They can find out more information. They can leave their information. We have folks in our development department that will get right back to them. And then what they do is disseminate the information. They'll let me know if it's somebody that wants to donate something that pertains to what I do with food service programs. They'll let the medical team know if there's something I got a call yesterday that was forwarded to me because there was a milk company that had been donating to the Bowery Mission, and they're maxed out. They don't have any room to put the milk. Would I take it? We took whatever milk was. We took 50 gallons of milk that they had. So our main office is disseminating all that information, and we will get it. And we will get back to whatever person there is that has whatever there is to donate.
Great. So we're recording this on Friday morning. What are some of the meals that you'll be preparing today or through the weekend?
Well, through the weekend, we're right now preparing hot lunch for all of our customers. We're going to be feeding all of our shelters at Project Renewal, seven shelters that we run, and other programs. They're going to get 3 meals a day. Then we start working on the weekend, and we just go from there. And we're here and we're doing our thing. And I think everybody has to remember that there are people in the shelter system that need to eat, and there are people that are serving that food and cooking that food and coming to work every day and doing it.
Well, Barbara Hughes from Project Renewal, running the City Beet Kitchen in Brooklyn, providing food for people in need across the city. Thank you so much for joining us on City Watch.
Thanks so much, Dave.